Hey guys, it's me, Carrie, and I am going to do another tag video. I literally have just legit been searching in the YouTube search bar for tag questions because when I ask people for questions for a Q&A, I don't get very many. I don't know if it's that I don't have enough subscribers or you guys just feel like you know everything about me you want to know. I'm not quite sure why that is, but you know what? I really enjoy doing these types of videos, so I'm just clicking the search bar, finding tag questions, and doing some of these tag videos. So I hope you guys enjoy them because I really enjoy shooting them for you. And I am legit an open book. Like, you can ask me anything and I won't answer you because that's just me. Like, I just am an honest person. I have nothing to hide. I always say it's great to always tell the truth because you don't have to keep your story straight, and I legit live by that. But anyway, I found this one. There is a lady named Pink Sparkles, P-I-I-N-K Sparkles, who apparently is a very popular YouTube, and she did a tag called, let me see, what was the name of this tag? 15 Weird Questions tag. So I figured that'll be kind of a fun thing to shoot. So I'm going to do that. All right, question number 1. What's a nickname only your family calls you? The nickname that my father used to call me. My father passed away in 1999, and I still miss him like beyond anything I could ever comprehensively explain to you. From the time I was a very little girl, called me Punky Doodles. I have no idea where he got it from. It definitely came about before Punky Brewster was a thing, because that wasn't until like 1984, I think, and I was born in 73. But I was so stoked when that show came on the air because I was like, oh my gosh, there's another Punky. That's so awesome. So my daddy always called me Punky Doodles. My mother started out calling me Porky Pig. And it's very embarrassing to admit that, and I don't know why. And then Porky Pig got shortened to Porky, which eventually changed to Pokey. It's kind of like Gumby and Pokey, but she spells it P-O-K-I-E, like when she leaves me notes and stuff. But Pokey actually came from Porky Pig, which is actually really kind of insulting. Like, did she think I was a fat ass? I don't know. But my mom to this day calls me Pokey, and my father, God rest his soul, called me Punky. And I don't really think I had any other family nicknames that I can recall. Number 2, what's a weird habit of yours? I have so many weird habits. Part of it, I think, is because I have borderline OCD tendencies. I've asked my therapist if she would diagnose me as legitimately obsessive compulsive, and she says, I don't think you quite qualify because, well, let me just give you an example. One of my weird habits is that I feel really compelled to keep the coat hangers, the clothes hangers in my closet organized by color. The clothing is not organized by color, but the hangers must be. And when they're not, it stresses me out. And I will go in and I'll spend an hour sometimes reorganizing shirts to be with, you know, on blues. And it doesn't have to be like every shirt on a blue hanger, every pair of pants on a gray hanger, say. But like all the blue hangers have to go together. Then when they stop, it goes to gray. Then when they stop, it goes to whatever other color. It calms my nerves. It makes me feel less anxious. Playing with my hair is definitely a weird habit, but probably not that weird because a lot of people do that. But yeah, but when I explained that to my therapist, she said, okay, now is this to the point though where if you are on your way out to meet friends and you know your clothes hangers are not in order, that you would have to say, I can't hang out with you because I have to fix my coat hangers first? If that was the case, then I would say yes, that would be like an obsessive compulsive type of behavior. If it's just kind of annoying, but you can still go out and live your life and just go back to it later, maybe you're just a little anal retentive and just, nitpicky and meticulous about things. I don't like to use terms like OCD lightly, so I always say it's like borderline OCD because it's not officially. But yeah, I do like to have my coat hangers, clothes hangers, whatever you want to call them, in color order. I eat my French fries generally in size order, from small to large. I save the large. I'm a very much of the save the best for last school, but it's very weird because I don't do it everywhere and all the time. But if I have McDonald's French fries and I pour them out of the carton onto my plate, I will not only eat them in size order, I will arrange them in size order on the plate so that I can eat the smallest ones first. And it's very specific to McDonald's, and I do not know why, but that's very, very weird. And I don't know. I mean, I could go on, but I won't. But I have a lot of weird habits. Do I have, the number 3 is, do I have any weird phobias? I don't think so. I mean, I think the phobias I have are pretty common. Like, would I want to... It's more superstitions than phobias. Like, I wouldn't want to walk under an open ladder. I don't like to open an umbrella in the house. Don't like to put new shoes on a table. There's certain things that I've just heard that are bad luck that I don't like to do, but that's not really phobias. Again, that's more superstitions. So in terms of phobias, I don't think I actually have any phobias, let alone weird ones. So no, I would guess I would say no to that one. Number 4, what's a song you secretly love to blast and belt out when you're alone? There are many, because I generally only blast out songs and belt them when I'm alone. I love to sing. I do sing with, oh crap, what is the name of the app that I use? Oh my God, Small Sing. And occasionally I will share the songs publicly. I don't have the paid account, so I just end up doing duets with other people, unless once in a while somebody that has a paid account will put up a song and they'll say, it's a solo, go for it, sing it by yourself. And I will do that, but I will only do it in a room by myself with the door shut. And my husband once told me he could hear me in the other room, and I'm like, oh God, I might have to just do this in the middle of the night then, because even my husband hearing me sing just embarrasses me, because I don't think my voice is very good. But there are so many songs that I love to belt. Anything by Idina Menzel, I can't even come close to hitting like her notes, and she's just like one of my idols, but I love singing Idina music. Don't Want to Fall in Love by Jane Child. Do you guys remember this song? It was late 80s, early 90s. It peaked at number 2 on the charts. To this day, I'm obsessed with Jane Child. I wish that woman would come out of hiding. I don't know what the hell she's doing with her career and her life. She's very secretive. She doesn't really have an online presence, and hasn't in quite a few years, since like the early 2000s. I own what I believe are the only 3 albums she's ever released. But I love Don't Want to Fall in Love. That is one of my very favorite songs in the whole wide world. I belt the crap out of that. Every time I hear it, it just makes me so happy. I love to sing that song, and her keyboard skills are just like legit out of this world. I adore her. I wish she would make more music. I love, love, love her, and far beyond just that one single, like anything of hers I love to sing. I wouldn't so much say this is a belty song, but another one of my favorite songs is Safe and Sound, and you're going to go, oh, Taylor Swift, yeah, from the Hunger Games. No. I'm talking about Safe and Sound by Sheryl Crow. It was in the movie White Oleander, which is one of my very, very favorite movies in the whole wide world. I had the great good fortune of meeting Alison Lohman at Monster Mania this past March, and she is the sweetest person. I just adore her. I adore that movie. I believe it played during the end credits. I love that song, like more than life itself. I love to sing that. It's not really a belty song, but I love to sing that song. So many. I could go on, and I won't, because you'll be bored. Oh, one more. This is a really embarrassing one, but I freaking worship the song Could This Be Magic by Barry Manilow. Shut up. But yes, I am a fan-alow, and that song in particular I freaking love. I actually found on YouTube, I did a search for it one time, and I found a cover of it that Linda Carter did. I believe in the early 80s. She had a network TV special, and she sang along with this young prodigy, this young boy who was an amazing piano prodigy. And he played the piano and she sang, and it was just so gorgeous. And I worship Linda Carter too. So I was like, oh, I love it. I love that I'm not the only person that loves that song and loves to belt it. But yeah, I do love that song. I can't say I worship everything Barry does, although I like a lot of it. But that is one of my faves, and I love to sing it. Yeah, embarrassing, but true. See, I'm an open book, you guys. Legit, I am. Okay, number 5. What is one of your biggest pet peeves? I don't know if it's a pet peeve per se, but it skeeves me out to have wet hair on my back. Like when I get out of the shower, I must immediately put my hair up in a towel turban. I can't, it's got to be up off my back. I don't mind dry hair on my back so much, especially right now. I mean, as long as it is, I'm like going for like the Rapunzel locks here. It hasn't been this long in many, many years, but I cannot stand how it feels to have wet hair on my back. It's just, ooh, God, it just, yeah, I can't even think about it. It drives me batty. So I don't know if that's a pet peeve per se, but that's just one of my weird quirks, and I just, I can't even stand it. But I guess pet peeves, and this is going to sound maybe kind of like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Elitist, and I don't mean for it to. And I know sometimes people pronounce words differently in different parts of the country. It's just their dialect or whatever. I despise when people say ax instead of ask. I despise when people call the library the library. I do not want you to ask me a question, and I do not want to check out books at the library. It just makes me batty. And nuclear. Oh God, when people say nuclear, I just get like shivers down my spine. If you look at the way the word is spelled, Nuclear, nuclear, it's pronounced exactly the way it's spelled. I think it was George W. Bush was big on nuclear, and I just, it just drives me batty. So mispronunciations of what I think are relatively simple words. Again, like, I don't care if it's because you grew up in a certain part of the country that you have an accent or whatever, but there's certain words like ASK. There's no way that that word is ever to be pronounced as axe. It's just, if you're dyslexic maybe, and you see the letters like legitimately reverse in your mind, maybe, but that's not generally why people mispronounce that word. That's a serious pet peeve. And I don't mean to sound elitist or snotty. I was an English major in college too, so language is important to me, and pronouncing words properly is very important to me. But yeah, that drives me freaking batshit. Okay, 6. What's one of your nervous habits? Well, you've already seen one displayed throughout this video, playing with my hair. I do that a lot. I also say a lot, especially when I'm shooting YouTube videos. I didn't realize how much I do it until like I go back and watch videos after the fact, and then I feel like if I played the drinking game, I would be shit-faced gone in a matter of like 35 seconds, because I do stammer and say a lot. And I also say a lot to people, because I feel like sometimes people aren't fully listening to me. So I'll say something to my husband or to my mom or whatever, and then I'll say, because if they don't acknowledge verbally that they heard what I said, I feel like they didn't. And I feel like it makes me sound unintelligent, and I don't like that I do it, but I do it a fair amount. So I guess that's kind of a nervous habit too. Like, I need that reassurance that someone's actually heard what I said, so I kind of, want to emphasize, so I get an answer. Yes, I know, I heard you. But, all right. Anyway, what side of the bed do I sleep on? The right, always. Even when I slept alone before I met my husband, I slept on the right side of my bed. Generally, it's been, well, when I was a kid, when I was a really little girl. Maybe I didn't when I was a really little girl. This is in my actual bedroom that I had when I was a little girl, and directly behind me, coming out of that wall, where you can kind of see there's a mirror and a vanity, that was where my bed was when I was a little girl. It was a canopy bed. It was like a little princessy thing, and I loved it. Back then, I may not have slept on the right. I don't honestly remember. It would have only been a twin bed. I probably slept smack in the middle when I was a little kid. But in later years, that back corner wall area, up against the wall coming out this way, was how my bed would be. So if I slept on the left side of the bed, I would have been up against the wall. So I slept on the right because it was just easier to get up and out of bed and everything. And just ever since then, yeah, I've always slept on the right side of the bed. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. Number 8. What was your first stuffed animal and its name? Okay, that's an easy question and a confusing question, because I'm not absolutely certain that it was my first animal. The 2 earliest ones I remember, I may very well have gotten at the same time. So, I mean, I couldn't tell you technically if they were like wrapped gifts, which one I opened first, if they were put in my crib, which one was put in first. But the earliest ones I recall, and I do still have them, and I can get them. Can I get them to show you? They're kind of buried, like up back there behind me by the ceiling is a shelving unit that my dad built years ago, and that's just a small fraction of my stuffed animals. Yes, I am 44 years old and I have a shit ton of stuffed animals still, but they're back there somewhere. Oh yeah, they're kind of buried. You can't really see them now. But anyway, one is a bear named Mr. T-Bear, real original, short for Mr. Teddy Bear. I did name him myself. And the other is an elephant named Ellie, because again, you know, I was a really creative kid. But Mr. T-Bear and Ellie were my earliest ones that I remember ever having as a child. And I'm really happy to say I do still have them, which is pretty cool. So my mom put a bunch out in a backyard shed that we have that ended up developing leaks in the roof, and pretty much every stuffed animal that I had out there got moldy and disgusting and had to be tossed, and that was heartbreaking. But thank you, Lord, baby Jesus, that Ellie and Mr. T were always kept safely in the house, because that would have literally like crushed my soul. Okay, number 9. What's the drink you always, all in caps, order at Starbucks? There isn't one I always order because I like to try different things. It depends on what time of year it is. It depends on if I'm in the mood for hot or cold. It depends on if they have any limited edition special drinks. The one I order most commonly, though, is a caramel macchiato, generally iced. Unless it's really freezing cold outside, I don't tend to order hot coffee. Even though I love hot coffee, I was drinking hot coffee. Right now, it's not very hot anymore. Love this Stitch mug. I got this from my friend Billy in a friend mail. It's like all these different expressions of Stitch. I love him. That's my favorite, with the little tongue up his nose. But right now I'm drinking a French vanilla K-Cup. Some generic store brand, but it's delicious. But back to where I was. Get the train back on the track, Carrie. I generally, when I go to Starbucks, I more often than not order cold. And I just recently, like literally this past week, discovered that they have a new espresso blend called the Blonde Espresso. And it's milder, it's not as bitter, it's a little bit sweeter. I got my caramel macchiato with the Blonde Espresso, and I actually like that better. So I think probably until they come out with another limited edition drink that I will have to try, because I'm just that way. Although I missed out on the unicorn frap. I did not get that one, but I did get the zombie frap and the delicious, I think it was called the black and white one, around New Year's, which was freaking epic, and I wish they would have kept it. It was black and white chocolate. Oh, so good. But generally, it's my go-to order now will probably be a venti, iced, blonde, caramel macchiato, non-fat, because I do prefer to get it with skim milk. And even though I like the regular caramel syrup better than the non-fat version, I am a fattykins, and I need to try to make some changes in my life. And if I can go from the full-fat caramel to the non-fat caramel, you know, little baby steps, every little bit helps. So that'll probably be my go-to drink until they come out with something else amazing. Okay, let's see. Number 10. What's the beauty rule you preach but never actually practice? I honestly don't have one. I don't really do much in terms of beauty. Right now, this is a naked face. Generally, I have a naked face other than lip balm or lip gloss or lipstick once in a rare while. If I'm going someplace special, I might do my eyes, do some eyeshadow, mascara, and maybe eyeliner. I don't do blush. I don't do foundation. I don't do primer, any of that kind of crap. I like buying it, but I don't use it very often. Well, not all of that. I don't buy primers. I don't buy foundations, but I have some really cool eyeshadow palettes that I really do want to experiment and play with. I'm just not very good at makeup, and I'm lazy. So generally, more often than not, I go out with a bare face. I don't even wash my face every day. I know that may be gross, but I do buy like the makeup remover wipes, and that's generally what I'll just wipe over my face in the evening, most evenings, but not even every single day. But knock on wood, I have pretty good skin. I paid a very heavy price for that. When I was about 20 years old, I was seeing a dermatologist because I had cystic acne, which is beyond like normal acne. Cystic acne leaves scarring. So if you don't treat that, you can end up with, a pockmarked face and very, very bad scarring. So They tried a lot of topical creams. I had this one cream that had to be refrigerated, and I would break out on my back and my shoulders as well as my face. And my mom would have to rub it on me, and I'd have to wear just like a flannel and keep it on. It just skeeved me out. It felt gross. But I had to slather that cream on, and my mom had to do it because I couldn't even reach it to do it myself. And I tried tons and tons of topical things, and nothing worked. So they put me on what I will tell you, I will shout from the rooftops for the rest of my life. Do not take Accutane. Do not take Accutane. I don't even know if this med is still on the market. I took it for all of, I believe, 6 months. I had to go for monthly blood work to get my liver checked. That's how, like, potentially dangerous this drug is. And to this day, roughly 24 years after I stopped taking this medication, the inside of my nasal passages are so dried out, and they scab up every single morning of my life, and they bleed. Every single morning of my life, I get 2 to 3 nosebleeds probably every single day, and that is a direct result of Accutane. So yeah, I have pretty nice skin, but I paid a very serious price for it. And if I could go back in time, if things like Proactive had been on the market then, I wish they had been, I would have definitely gone that route. I would tell you, please, 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 I implore you not to use that medication if it's even suggested. Just my opinion, obviously go with your doctor's medical advice, but I highly, highly suggest that you avoid that drug at all costs because it's ruined the inside of my nose for the rest of my life. So yeah. So that's not really a beauty rule, but it's a suggestion, a strong suggestion, so maybe that counts. Stay the hell away from Accutane. And I do practice, well, I didn't practice that rule, I guess, because I used it, so maybe that fits. I don't know. I don't really have a better answer to that question, sorry. All right, number 11. Which way do you face in the shower? I don't know what that really means, unless it means do you face into the stream of the water or away from the stream? I do both, actually. I start off facing into it to, like, do an official, like, wetting down of my body. And then I turn away so I can wet my hair and lather it with shampoo. Then I turn back to the shower sometimes, but I move the head so it's not blasting me right in the face. I get shampoo in my eyes while I, you know, lather up and wash myself and shave my pits and legs and all that crap. And then I turn back away so that I can rinse my hair. Then I turn back towards so I can apply conditioner. I turn away again so I can comb the conditioner through my hair. I just get, like, put a little extra splash of water on it so that I can comb it. Then I turn away again, and that's usually when I just give my body another additional maybe scrub or rinse, and then turn away again to rinse the conditioner out and rinse, like, do a final overall rinse. So I guess if that's what this question is asking, I face both ways, back and forth. That's a weird question. That's a really, really weird one. Okay, number 12. Do you have any weird body skills? I do not. I cannot curl my tongue. I cannot make armpit fart noises, and it kills me. I cannot burp on command, and that really kills me too. My husband's like, you just swallow air. It's not hard. And I don't know. I just can't do it. I have no weird body skills at all, unless you can count tying a cherry stem with my tongue. I can do that. I haven't done it in years, but I did at one point have that skill, and I probably could still whip it out if needed, but I don't know. Does that count? I guess that counts, but yeah, I can't, like, wiggle my ears or do any, like, you know, cool stuff like that. Number 13, what's your favorite comfort food that's bad, but you love to eat it anyway? Oh gosh, every comfort food I like to eat is bad. Most things in general that I like to eat are bad. I could really just give you a list, and I don't want to do that because this has already gone on for 24 minutes almost. Off the top of my head, chips and dip are always a good thing. I've recently discovered Rotel dip with Velveeta, like homemade queso. My friend Kathy's gotten me hooked on that. Thanks, Kath. I love it. It's delicious. It's just not very cheap because Velveeta, holy crap, Velveeta is expensive. I had no idea. For processed cheese food, it's like more expensive than actual cheese. I don't get that at all, but it's really, really good. And at least Rotel is cheap. But I love that with Dipsy Doodles or Fritos, or in a pinch like Tostitos or tortilla chips. Ice cream. I love ice cream. I love candy. I love chocolate of all kinds. I love red Swedish fish. And yes, my friend Jen recently mentioned to me when I mentioned red Swedish fish, they do sell Swedish fish in a variety of colors. Generally, like if you look for like the movie theater boxes and stuff, or like the little individual packed ones that you can give out to kids like at Halloween, they will be all red, but you can buy Swedish fish in packs that come in other colors, and I don't like the other colors nearly as much. But yes, Swedish fish do come in multiple colors, but the red is by far the best, in my opinion. Love Swedish fish. I could go on, but I won't. But yeah, we could do a whole video on the crap that I like to eat, which is why I'm a fattykins. But anyway. 14. What is a phrase or exclamation you always say? Well, we already discussed the you know thing. I do say you know a lot. I feel like Valley Girlish. It's like, you know, and I don't like that I say that. I try to avoid the, for lack of a better word, millennial lingo. I despise bae. Like, I literally despise bae. That is like the worst word ever to come into the English language. I just can't stand it at all. I say a lot. We've discussed that too. But a phrase or exclamation I always say. I do say squee a lot when I get excited about things. And I generally, if I type it on a screen, it will be an asterisk, squee, followed by another asterisk, which, you know, is just for emphasis. But when I do that here on YouTube, it just makes the squee be boldface, so it doesn't look cute. So I'm going to have to do asterisk space squee space asterisk to do it that way. But I do tend to say squee a lot when I get excited about things. I'm sure there are many others, but they're not coming to mind right now. All right, and the last question, 15, time to sleep. What are you actually wearing? I have gone commando, I think maybe twice in my life, and I was highly uncomfortable. This is very personal, but you know what? That's what we're here for, right? Truth comes out. I find sleeping without underpants very, very uncomfortable and off-putting, and I don't enjoy it, and I don't like to do it. So there's always going to be undies involved in my sleeping situation. Generally, I sleep in undies and a t-shirt, a long t-shirt, a nightshirt, sometimes just like an old flannel, but a shirt and undies generally. Sometimes I will sleep in like some boxers in addition to the regular undies. And I feel weird just saying undies, but panties, oh God, I hate that word. Ugh. Doesn't it just skeeve you out? It's just such a weird word. I hate saying it. Panties, it's just, ugh, I don't like it. But yeah, usually undies and a shirt, depending on the weather. Sometimes I'll sleep in sleep pants as well. Like lately, when it's been cold, I love like fuzzy sleep pants, like the ones that they sell at Walmart and Five Below for like $10 or less a pair. I have a lot of those. I don't sleep in PJ sets too often, but occasionally I do. My mom works at a store that sells clothing, and sometimes she'll get really good deals on like Hello Kitty sets that'll have like a tank top and shorts, or a tank top and like cotton pants, and sometimes I'll sleep in stuff like that. But to be perfectly honest, usually the pants come off during the night because I get too warm, so it'll just be undies and a shirt more often than not. But yeah, so that is it, guys. 15 questions, less than 30 minutes, so that's not too awful for me. I can only imagine if I did like a really, really long survey with like 50 questions, it would be like 72 hours long. But I figure, you know, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and you have a half hour to spend with me, then rock on, because I really do enjoy doing these. So I don't know if this young lady, I'd not subscribed to her channel, I just legit found it in a search, but again, Pink Sparkles with 2 eyes. Thank you, Pink Sparkles, for posting this video, because it was a fun tag to do, and I really appreciate that people post these fun tag videos. I don't ever tag specific people to do them because I don't know who has already or who's even into doing tags. I would love it if you do do this video, please post a link in the Dropbox for your video so I can watch it, because I would really enjoy hearing your answers. But let me know if you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, because like I said, I really enjoy shooting them. And in a way, it's almost like a little bit of a video diary for me that I can look back on in a year, 2 years, 5 years, and go, wow, so this is where I was at when I was 44 years old. That's kind of interesting to watch. And where I was at, it was really bad grammar, and I can't believe I said that, and I'm mad at myself right now, Miss Anal Retentive OCD borderline English major that's, a little bit, excuse me, elitist. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you had fun. I definitely had fun shooting it, and I love you all so, so much. I'm so grateful to you for hanging out with me. I know you could be doing a million things with your precious time. If you took a half hour to hang out with me, that's pretty damn special. So rock on. Big hearts to you. I will be back soon with more stuff. And I just pushed it over 30 minutes, damn it. Just shut up, Carrie. Just a little self-editing. All right, anyways, I'm out. Have a great day, and I will be back soon with more stuff. Bye.